we keep imagining that we're arguing with each other while we're actually on different topics. Have you noticed how often that happens? So here's the classic one. Should Trump be punished for having dinner with a white nationalist, Fuentes? So the question is, should Trump be punished for having dinner when he didn't know who the person was, the reporting says. Should he be punished? He didn't even know. Okay, you're all on the wrong topic, which is my point. Is that the topic? The topic is not whether Trump is in trouble for having dinner with somebody he didn't know was coming. That's not the topic. See, if you think that's the topic, then the left has completely bamboozled you. That has never been the topic. Well, it's never been the topic since we knew he didn't invite Fuentes. And apparently didn't know who he was because the conversation showed he had to ask who he was. Right? Now, what is the topic? Can anybody tell me what the actual topic is? Now that we know he wasn't invited. What's the actual topic? Guilt by association? Well, in a sense. Because the topic now is how will it be handled politically. If you're saying logically Trump is free because he didn't know, logic has nothing to do with this conversation. Where does logic come in? Where does common sense, oh, he didn't know he was there, so can't hold it against him. Well, how does that matter at all? In a political sense, it's just a political football that can be used and is being used correctly. Well, effectively. You can argue whether that's correct. All right? But here's the real question. The only question that's left is, did Trump disavow Fuentes in a way that makes you feel comfortable that he doesn't agree with him? What do you think? Did Trump disavow Fuentes in a way that would make the average person say, okay, I feel that you don't agree with his point of view? No. And that's the only topic. And do you see the conflation part? If I bring up the point that this is still a topic worth discussing, somebody is going to say, but Scott, he didn't know. It's not his fault, so it'll just blow over. No. Logic has nothing to do with this. And that's not even the point anymore. The point is, did Trump handle it correctly so that we could all feel comfortable he doesn't agree with the points of view of his dinner guests? And of course he did not. Not even close. The closest Trump came is that Fuentes didn't say anything objectionable during the dinner, but if he had, Trump would have disavowed it. That's so far from being adequate. Now here's where I am on Trump. I'm not going to spend another few years of my life defending somebody who won't defend me. Right? If Trump won't say, I disavow this guy, so that any association I have with him doesn't pick up that stink, then I don't want to have anything to do with him. Right? Fuck him, really. Like, it's the smallest thing that you ask if you plan to be a supporter or you're even considering it. If you even plan to support Trump, it's the smallest thing you ask. It's the smallest thing. Just do what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. So somebody said, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you went to an event that Fuentes was a host at, explain that. And so here's Marjorie Taylor Greene doing what Trump has not done. And watch how easy this is. This is her tweet. Of course I denounced Nick Fuentes and his racist, anti-Semitic ideology. I can't comprehend why the media is obsessed with him. And then she said, do you actually report real news or just use CNN? Blah, blah, blah. And then have you questioned Democrats if they denounce Ilhan Omar? Now that's entirely clear, isn't it? You could ask yourself, did she really not know who Fuentes was when she went to his event? But it's easy to imagine that if you spend a lot of time with online politics, as I do, that everybody's seen what I've seen. And that's just not the case. Yeah. My understanding is that the trial for Alex Jones in Texas, that a number of the jurors had never heard of him. Can you process that? That there was a jury trial and a number of the jurors had never heard of Alex Jones. So it actually is not that unusual, if it's true, that Marjorie Taylor Greene was not familiar with Nick Fuentes. That's not really surprising. That's not surprising. I would call that a coin toss, right? Like if you said, what are the odds that she does know him? I'd say, I don't know, maybe 50-50. Like he's out there enough that people who are enmeshed in politics have mostly heard of him. But unless you're in the top 2% of people following politics, probably not. I would say Fuentes' name would be familiar before this event to the top 2% of people who are following politics, would you say? Not more than that. But I think we're all in the top 2%. Yeah, same with Andrew Tate. If you asked a general person, have you heard of him, they'd probably say no. It's just an internet thing. So, given that Marjorie Taylor Greene has what I would consider an acceptable explanation, now I'm not giving her a pass for everything she's ever done or said. I'm just saying that on this one topic, I accept her clarification because I don't have counter evidence, right? Like I could suspect that maybe she really did know who he was, but I don't know that. And there's no evidence, and it's not obvious that she would to me. So I accept the clarification. How about you? Do you accept her clarification? And here, try to make your comment independent of what you think of her in general. Yeah, I do. I accept it. All right, but it's so easy. The fact that Trump doesn't do it puts all of his supporters at risk. Like Trump not disavowing this guy the way that MTG did puts me at physical risk. Like I could actually fucking get killed because some idiot thinks that, you know, like I'm backing racists because of, you know, somebody knows somebody knows somebody or something. Because that's what happened last time. I mean, I think I was in actual physical danger supporting Trump. But at least there was some payoff before. I don't see there's a payoff now.